The story of the ingots and the wine. It happened during the later stage of the Ming Dynasty.
末期的那个期间
About 300 years ago,
300年以前了
around 10 miles from the capital city Beijing,
距离京城几十里外
there was a village called Wajiadian. It means tile store in Chinese.
瓦家店
In the village lived a rich landlord, Qian.
叫人家都叫他叫钱员外
A farmer, Li, lived 2 miles from Qian's mansion.
这个农户呢姓李
That was Li-desi. He was skilled at household repairs. Whenever his mansion needed repairing, he'd pay Li to do it. Since Qian was rich, he paid quite well. Qian was an easygoing guy who treated Li like his little brother. On the other hand, Li called Qian Big Brother. They were close friends. So, one day, Qian was going to the south with his family. It could take months for him to return. Before his departure, he paid a visit to Li's place. Little brother, we've known each other for a long time. We're so close. I really trust you. I have a favor to ask of you. No problem. You've helped me a lot. Speak up. I'll try my best to do it for you. It's about my barrels of wine in my mansion. I'm afraid that my servants will drink it all while I'm gone. Can I leave the barrels here and you look after them for me? Li thought that was such a small thing. Trust me, I'll be honored to keep them safe here. Qian then hired people to move more than 30 barrels. From his mansion to Li's place. Li seldom went to that house, so he had it locked down. Qian still hadn't returned 2 or 3 months later. There was no news of him. Li suddenly remembered the wine barrels. He was curious about the taste of the wine. He was a guy after all. Guys can't resist expensive wine. He checked the barrels by moving, shaking, and patting them. And he felt that something wasn't right. In the past, Chinese wine barrels were sealed with wooden stoppers. Stoppers were covered with a piece of cloth and then tied. No matter how tight the seal, there was a faint scent of wine. Li shook one of the barrels, but he couldn't feel any liquid moving. There was no scent of wine. The mouths of the barrels were wrapped using paper, and then covered with cloth and tied. The more he shook the barrels, the more curious he became. He wanted to open a barrel. All were sealed with sealing tape. He was curious. At last, he opened one of the barrels. When he opened the first barrel, he was shocked. There was no scent or movement of liquid, because it was filled with gold and silver ingots. He opened up the rest of the barrels and found the same. That's a lot of money. His greed arose and he spent 3 days coming up with.
这个人还是有点小聪明的，想了3晚上，
An
想出一
evil
招来。
plan to pocket all of the money.
这招很狠毒啊！
He
他就
gathered all the ingots
把这
and
些
found a
银子
place to
哈
bury them.
全部拿起来，找一个地方埋起来，把
He
这个
then cleaned up
30
the
个酒罐
barrels, filled them with
洗
wine,
干净，装满了酒，再
and
封
sealed
好。
them up. A
几个
few
月之
months
后，钱员
later,
外
Jian returned.
回来了。就说
He
老弟，
asked Li
我
about
这个
his
酒
wine
得弄回
barrels.
来呀。
Li
好啊，
replied
这
that he'd
我
have
都帮
someone
人，我找
deliver
人把
them
你
to
送回家
Jian's
去。
mansion.
说家
Jian
一
was,
闻一
of
股酒味
course,
儿，
shocked
这
when
钱
he
员外
smelled wine
一
from
闻酒
one
味
of
儿
the
就吓坏
barrels.
了。等
He
这个老李
examined the
走了
rest
之
of the
后，
barrels and
打
found no
开这个
ingots
酒
in
坛子一
them,
看，
only wine.
全是白酒，全是能喝的酒。那
He
心里这
almost
个
had a
苦
heart
啊！
attack.
就找
Little
老李来，
brother,
你
have
问一
you
下，
seen
哎，
my,
我的
barrels?
我的，他
He
说能说
couldn't bring
啥
up
呀？
the
走的
ingots,
时候我
as
记得
Li
那
wasn't
是
supposed to know
酒
about
啊，
them.
就
I
是我
mean,
坛子
I
里的
had
东西
something
呢。
in the barrels and it's all gone.
这老
Yup,
李就
the
说，
wine, it's
你
still
不是
in
给
the
我送的酒
barrels.
吗？你看是不是30罐白酒啊？这
Jian
是啊，
couldn't do anything about it.
他这一想，哎呀，这个哑巴吃黄连呢，这是有苦说不出。要去
He'd
衙门
surely
去告
lose
他
if
吧，
he
但
took
是
the
他
matter
们
to
也说的
court. He
是
did tell Li
要
the barrels were filled with
保
wine,
管的是酒啊，你这也是酒罐呐。
and
老
the
李还回
returned
来的也是
barrels had
酒
wine
呀，
in them.
这个
Li
真的
would
是有
surely
苦
get
说不
away
出
with
啊。
it.
哎，那
Jian could only
就是
swallow
一
his
口把脑
grief.
子也气
His
坏
health
了，
was
把那
ruined.
心脏也给气坏了。半
He
年以
died with
后，
great
钱
regret
员外
6 months later.
叫做郁郁而终，就死了，给气死了。哎，
His
全家
family
人都
was
很郁
very
闷，家里
saddened.
人知道。
Li
李德
was
斯
no
高
doubt
兴啊，
happy about it.
说
With
钱员外
Jian
死
gone,
了，
no one
更
else
是
would
死
ask
无
him
对
about the
证，
ingots.
自
He could
己
spend the
白
3,000
得
ingots at
这个
will.
3000两白银呐。
He was
所
the
以这
happiest
个钱
man in
员
the
外
world.
死了之后，老李高兴的不得了
He
啊！你
quit
瓦
his
匠也不
job as a
干了，
repairman
娶
and
几
married
个
a
小
few
老婆
women.
啊。这
Well,
一
he
些不
could
争气的
because
男
he
人
had
就
the
是说，反正
money.
有了钱，先娶几个老婆再说啊。哎，
He
马
also
上
built
就
a
是
huge mansion and
建
became
造
the
更大
richest
的宅
man in
院
the village.
啊。对，这家伙可是不得了了，一下成为富人呢。有
One
一
of his
天，
wives was
他的一个
expecting
这
a
个小
baby.
妾，哎，要临产了，
She
就
was
死
set
了
to
媳妇儿
deliver
生孩
within a
子呢
few days.
啊。那
Li
他
was
当然非常
happy.
高
He
兴
was
啊，
getting one
说
more
之前也有
child.
孩子，多
In the
娶几个
past,
女人，
having
多生
many
几个
wives
孩子，
and
我今天这
children
么富有。
symbolized wealth.
可
The
是就
day
在
before
这
the
个
birth,
他
he
的
had
这
a
个小
dream.
妾临生之前呢，有天晚上就是做了个梦，哎，说
He was
他
having
正
tea
一个人
alone
在
in
这个
his
房里头
room.
正在喝茶，这是梦里头哈，这个门突然开
Suddenly,
了，
the
从外
door
面走进
opened
来一
and
个人，
Qian entered.
哎，他仔细一看，哎，这不正是钱员外吗？钱员
Dear
外笑呵
brother,
呵的，
I've returned
就
for
是
what's
说，
mine.
哎，这个老李呀，我来讨债来了。所以他当然
Jian's
吓坏
words
了，
woke him up.
一害怕，
Cold sweat ran down his
哎，这
spine.
个梦，哎，真的吓出一身冷汗来。哎，这刚
His
一醒来
maid
之
then
后呢，
came with good
这个他
news.
那个女
His
佣
wife
过
had
来说：“
delivered
哎，
a
恭喜老
baby.
爷啊！啊，这个二少奶奶给您生了个大胖小子。
It
本
was
来
supposed to be good
生儿
news,
子
but
是
not
个
this
高兴的
time.
事儿，又是新娶的小妾，这个生的孩子是吧？但是
That
可是
bad
一想
dream had
到
got into Li's mind.
这个刚才做的这梦啊，哎
He
呀，
didn't
他
feel
本身都
happy.
高兴不起来，笑不出来。哎，
He
其实就
kept
开始
thinking
对
that the child
新
was
生
the
的这个儿子存有
reincarnation
点
of
戒心，
Jian.
防着他。这小兔崽子别长大之后来害我呀！啊，不是钱员外转世吧？反正他
Coming
心里
back
头
to
一
take
直有
his
这么
life
个
for the
嘀咕这件
ingots.
事儿。那可是
However,
呢，
it wasn't like what he thought.
这个事情反而是有违他的想象。
The
说这个
child
孩
grew
子
up
哈，
obedient to
天生
him
的
and was
知书达理，
academically
特别懂
brilliant.
事，又很孝顺爹娘。
The
只要老李
child
提
would
的
not
什么
defy
事儿，
his
这孩子都
father.
是顺从的。
He
并
was
且呢，
brilliant in
读书很厉
academics.
害。对，所以
His
这个
teachers,
他这个
schoolmates,
教
and
书先
neighbors
生也
all
整天
adored
夸他，
him.
同学们羡慕他，这个邻居们呢更是赞赏他。对，这个
When
小
the
孩
kid
18
was
岁之后，
18 years old,
哎，因为他读书成绩很好啊，
his
老
teacher
师
suggested that
提
he
示
take the
你
national
最好去进
examination
京
in
赶考。
Beijing.
结
He
果
did well
去
and
了之
got a
后
good grade.
就中了。 考中了，考中之后。
He then became a government officer. He was a rank 7 officer. In the 9-rank system, rank 7 is quite low in the hierarchy. However, when given a county to look after, a rank 7 officer was the boss. In short, he was the emperor in the county he was assigned to. When he learned of his son's success in the examination, and his career as a rank 7 officer, Li wanted to throw a big party. Everyone in the village came to congratulate the kid. As the kid settled into his job, someone approached Li. In ancient China, there were people pulling strings behind the scenes. To help low-ranking officers get promoted in exchange for money, rising through the ranks is a part of human nature, after all. Someone claimed the kid's rank was too low. He convinced Li to bribe a higher-ranking officer. In exchange for the kid to move up 1 or 2 ranks, a rank 5 officer was probably like today's vice governor. That would have brought more fame to Li's family. Li became interested. Li asked this person how. The person said Li needed to use some money. Li thought that being a higher-ranking officer would generate more money by corrupt means. So he agreed to it. Li spent quite a lot of money to bribe a high-ranking officer. About 3,000 ingots. To those who were the cream of the hierarchy, 3,000 ingots was gone quickly. But it went pretty smoothly. After the bribery, his son was quickly promoted to a rank 4 officer. Everything went smoothly and another celebration was expected. The kid was 19 when he became a rank 4 officer. In the past, people got married young. At his age, he was considered a bit late getting married. Families with daughters who were still single hired matchmakers for marriage proposals for their daughters. The kid, being academically brilliant and a rank 4 officer, was every lady's dream guy. Li's family was visited by many matchmakers. One day, the kid paid a visit to an officer's mansion. And fell madly in love with the officer's daughter. How madly in love was he? He lost sleep because the girl kept appearing in his mind. The kid told his dad of his intention to marry the girl. Li thought his son's rank was quite high. There was no reason the proposal would be rejected. He spent big money again on wedding gifts and a matchmaker. The matchmaker thought he needed more money to succeed. At that time, Li's coffer was drying up. But still, the girl's family agreed to the marriage proposal. The wedding date was set on the 5th day of the following month. Li was again the happiest man on earth. He drank some wine to celebrate the marriage and fell asleep. He had a dream. It was almost the same as the one he'd had 19 years ago, but a bit different. Jian appeared in his dream again and gave him an eerie smile. Thanks for paying back what's mine, little brother. And thanks for the interest too. Jian patted the huge sack of money on his shoulder and disappeared. That caused Li to wake up terrified. Jian died with such anger because his ingots had been stolen. In Li's dream, Jian said, "Thanks for paying back." Li woke up in a cold sweat, full of fear. A maid came into his chamber with bad news. The kid had suddenly fallen sick. The rank 4 kid, remember? Li rushed to check on his son. His capable and filial son had died at a very young age. Right after the marriage proposal was agreed with the other family. Everything happened so quickly. The kid didn't leave any last word. Li's knees suddenly grew weak and he fell to the ground. His son, whom everyone expected to achieve big, died at a young age, not having enjoyed much of his success. And he died before becoming someone's husband too. It was all a shattered dream. Li lost his son and all his wealth. Look at the money he spent. On his son's education, bribing an officer, and the marriage proposal. He'd spent around 30,000 ingots on his son. That's more than the ingots he stole from Jian. This is a story from the later stage of the Ming Dynasty. Here's a reminder. Don't take money you never earn, or anything that's not yours. Never stain your hands with dirty money. Otherwise, you're going to pay back a lot more than you took. The ending will be ugly, that's for sure. I hope you learn a lesson from this story.